It will never happen. Bayern chief appears to confirm Nicholas Jackson will not join the Bundesliga club permanently as he reveals clause in loan deal. Bayern Munich's honorary president, Uli Hoeneß, has appeared confirm that Nicholas Jackson won't join the German champions permanently next summer. Jackson completed his move on deadline day after Bayern agreed a deal with the Blues for the Senegalese striker to join on an initial season-long loan with an obligation to buy next year for £56 million. Jackson, who fell out of favor at Chelsea under Enzo Maresca, was linked with a move away from Stamford Bridge throughout the summer. Towards the end of the window, a deal was finally agreed where he would sign for Bayern on a loan deal. The move, however, was on the verge of a collapse as the Blues told Bayern they could not proceed with the transfer after Liam Delap's hamstring injury. The striker and his agent had already reached Munich, but were ordered to return to London. In the end, though, the transfer materialized as the Premier League giants recalled Mark Guiu from his loan spell at Sunderland. The German club's honorary president Hoeneß has cited one clause in the deal that could prevent the striker's permanent transfer next summer, as it is unlikely to be fulfilled. For now, Jackson remains focused on impressing Bayern boss Vincent Kompany in a bid to revive his career. The Senegal international could make his debut for Bayern on September 13th as they take on Hamburger SV in a Bundesliga clash.
Alright, so neither Chelsea nor Bayern Munich want Nicholas Jackson. But to get this clear, bro, Nicholas Jackson is not the worst player to ever go at Chelsea, nor the best player to play at Chelsea. Same thing with Bayern Munich. But you're telling me Nicholas Jackson haven't started a match for Bayern Munich as yet, and the chief of Bayern Munich comes out with this statement? Bro, this is crazy, bro. How much more can one player takes, bro? You get me? I say, imagine you're at England and you're still being criticized for the lack of contribution to goals and so forth, and then you get a loan deal that you and your your agent has to pay 3 million, contribute $3 million, and Bayern Munich contributed $13 million to the loan fee, and Nicholas Jackson haven't played any game for Bayern Munich as yet, no, bro. And you're telling me the chief is gonna come out and say, "Oh, this is not a permanent deal," bro? That is crazy, bro. That is crazy. But to be honest, I think the chief basically has said that just to not get Nicholas Jackson hopes up in terms of if he have a good season at Bayern Munich, this deal will not be a permanent deal. I know in order for this to be a permanent deal, Nicholas Jackson has to play 40 games from the start for this deal to be a permanent deal. But bro, to be a millionaire and a footballer, bro, trust me, that is the dream. But end of the day, most people don't know what comes with being a footballer. You get me? I say a lot of a lot of criticism, a lot of hate, a lot of racism. So let's put the money aside. You get me? I say put the money aside and let's focus on the baller itself, bro. Focus on the person, Nicholas Jackson. You understand? Because Nicholas Jackson has been faced with a lot of criticism from this first season that he was at Chelsea. You understand? Till the second season. And now the third season, he's leaving Chelsea to go and Bayern Munich on a loan, and this player is still being criticized. You understand? And he haven't played his first, bro. Nicholas Jackson only put on the jersey for Bayern Munich, bro. And you're telling me this man is going. This man is being criticized for not the deal not being a permanent deal, bro. Come on, bro. Give the man a break there. Cut the man some slack, bro. Cut the man some slack. Nicholas Jackson, as I said before, Nicholas Jackson is not the worst football player in the history of football or the history of Chelsea nor Bayern Munich. So, bro, cut the player some slack from. Cut the player some slack. I see if this was in the middle of the season and Nicholas Jackson is not performing good, and then the chief of Bayern released that statement, bro, but definitely would understand, bro. But come on, bro, the man didn't even play him first match yet, and everybody had jumped on him and say, "Yo, bro, come on, bro, give him on a break, bro." To be honest, I've criticized Jackson a lot of time. I'm a big fan of Chelsea. My main club is Bayern Munich, but I'm a big fan of Chelsea. And I've watched Chelsea play a lot of match, and Nicholas Jackson miss more than he scores. Miss more than he scores. You get me? I'm saying? But at the end of the day, when the match is done, it's just a normal day. You lose some, you win some. You understand? End of the day, he's still a human. End of the day, you cannot say you're alright. Even if it was Nicholas Jackson's fault that they lost. Bro, you win and you lose some, bro. Nobody expect Chelsea to beat PSG into the Club World Cup. Nobody expected that. Nobody expected that. Everybody expected PSG being the better side to win. And it goes back to what I said. You win some, you lose some. So at the end of the day, when you guys are constantly criticize Jackson, bro, he's just a football player, bro. He's not a superhero. He's not a politician. Cut the man some slack from.